The following program is made possible by Planet Earth Diversified, Melli Productions, and Leslie P. Jenkins Photography and Graphic Design, with additional support from Flavor Magazine, serving the Piedmont's local food and wine culture. Here we are in Harrisonburg, Virginia at the Joshua Wilton House, right in the heart of the Shenandoah Valley. There's a Shenandoah produce auction, there are local farms all around, TE Meats just down the street, there's a farmer's market across the street. Let's go inside and find out what the chef owner, Mark Newsom, does with all of this local produce to produce a beautiful meal for a five-star restaurant. And also, they have 5 rooms as a bed and breakfast. We'll also find out about the wine collection that Sean Pugh has created. So today, not only will we go from the farm to the plate, but we'll go from the restaurant to the wine cellar. So Mark, tell me something about the Joshua Wilton House. What is Joshua Wilton House? Who was Joshua Wilton, and what does that have to do with Harrisonburg?
Joshua Wilton was owned the first hardware store in Harrisonburg. It came down from the north. Fairly wealthy individual, owned this piece of property, built this home, and now 20 years we've been running it as a bed and breakfast as well as a fine dining restaurant. I've been here 12 years.
Wow. Now, wasn't it like a boarding house at one time?
It went through many different stages. In the past, it's been apartments. It's actually also been a fraternity house, a teak house as well. We get many people that come back and were here and said that I threw a couch out that window, and I've been here in this room before,
wow,
and that kind of thing. So it's gone through a lot of different, it's evolved and it has a lot of different changes, but 20 years now it's been a bed and breakfast fine dining restaurant.
For 20 years? 20 years. Now, you have a picture of the original Joshua Wilton himself? We do. We were able to get, actually still in town, there's I believe 1 or 2 relatives still of Joshua Wilton. We've got a niece that's still around. Wow. She was 101 last time that we checked. Wow. And she used to always bring us calla lilies out of her yard that we would use in the dining room when they were available at that time of year. My goodness. And I think I remember seeing a picture of the building when it was like the only building in a huge field.
Unbelievable. Yeah, Harrisonburg obviously has developed quite a bit.
Now this is Main Street. And
this is Main Street. We're the beginning of Main Street. You go right past us into our new kind of revitalized downtown Harrisonburg.
Well, that's it. So how did you come to the Joshua Wilton House as a chef?
Well, I actually went to school here in Harrisonburg. I went to James Madison University. I have a master's degree in botany and biology, and that
sounds like perfect culinary training.
It is, actually. It's helped quite a bit, and I just kind of fell in love with culinary and just different restaurants in town, and was able to really enjoy the lifestyle and the hours and the people, and was lucky enough to get a job here and worked my way up within a year to being a co-executive chef and self-taught, and from there have been running the kitchen for 12 years now. Wow.
Now, just a few years ago, you and your wife and Sean
That's correct.
Bought it from the owner, and so
That's
you're
correct.
now chef owner.
That's correct. It's 4 years now that we've accomplished that, so that's been quite nice as well. Yeah. And just being here for that extended period of time has just really allowed me to make some really incredible farmer relationships and just really get involved in this local community, which in the Shenandoah Valley has so much to offer. We're just very lucky to be here from the seasonal types of gifts that we're given from all the farmers that are here. Quality and local is the priority. And obviously we're concerned with numbers, but we can adjust that, and we still want to put out the best product that we can and really support this community as well. There's a lot of farmers out there doing some really great things, and if I can help them a little bit, it just helps me as well. And I was on the phone today with a local farmer. He actually just lives a couple of streets away. He just has, he's retired. He just kind of does a couple of small plots. He brought in a couple of items last year that I enjoyed, and he just called me up and was like, I'm getting ready to start planting. What do you want me to plant for you this year? He's on board. So it goes from that small of an individual to, like you're talking about, the produce auction, where I can actually go out and see everything that's organically grown, that's locally grown. I can get it in certain volumes and for my needs as well. So it's the whole gamut here of being able to, and we're lucky enough that the farmers market of Harrisonburg is right across the street from us. So when it starts up Tuesdays and Saturdays, it's there every morning, and we can walk over and talk to the farmers, see the local produce and start from there.
And you took some of your stuff to the market too.
We've done that as well. We've gone over there with different pastries. Our pastry chef is phenomenal. Different local artisanal breads, pastries, as well as different pestos and different dips and things like that. So that's been another opportunity. More than to go out there and really make money, is just, from an advertising standpoint, and just to kind of really get out there and meet the community and show them, we are one of the nicest restaurants in the valley, but we also will sit there and talk to you. We're not stuffy, and we'd really like you to come in and enjoy our food. And if you're enjoying this farmer's market, you're really going to enjoy a meal here because we're taking it directly from them. And you're not going to really find that anywhere else, only a few places in the valley.
Right. And I know a few weeks ago we were doing some work over at TE Meat.
That's right, with Joe.
You went with us over to Joe Cloud, and he had some items that you were interested in that he wasn't sure what to do with, and
it's great.
And that became a new menu item.
It's really working well with Joe and over at T&E, and it's just starting. It's just but I can really see how it's going to evolve, because his situation and my situation, we have some things that will work for both of us. I'm very flexible with what I can do. Not a lot of restaurants are. They need a certain volume of a certain menu item, and they need that every week. I am more flexible. I can take what Joe has that's local, use it up while he has it, and then move to something else. And so that's what we're kind of working on right now. We were able to get in, it was one local farmer from Elkton that had 2 steer that he had grown and raised and babied. And Joe bought them, and I was able to get the ribeye, the strip, the fillets off of them. And I'm just real excited that I have that opportunity. And hopefully we'll be able to, in the future, when more restaurants are into that as well, which is going to happen, and it is happening. Joe's getting more inquiries. Then he'll be able to get from the farmer more product and be able to work on his end as well. So I think it's a win-win situation, really. And we're just really lucky to have a butcher in town. You don't even really find that many butchers anymore.
Yeah, behind the building, they're live animals.
And he's willing to cut to order, and really, it is FDA, it's inspected, there's an inspector on site, but he's really working the angle of community as well as what do I need to do to sell to restaurants, to different chefs that are really interested in these great products. You don't find that often right now.
And you actually, early in the afternoon or right after lunch, you're actually creating the menu for the day.
Pretty much that's how it works.
So you just print them out right before service?
We print them out right before service. Right now we're kind of in this March. So it's, coming out of winter and really hoping for spring, and we're starting to get a little bit of tidbits of that right now. We're starting to get some few greens in, as well as I think I have coming on Friday from Polyface some Jerusalem artichokes, so some sunchokes that are coming in. So we're getting but right now you almost have to be more flexible with your menu than any other time, because it's kind of hit or miss on what fresh and local's coming in right now until we really explode into spring.
Now I've heard there's a special that's not on the menu. If people know, and you're working here, they can ask for the chef's tasting. And they'll get a special.
Just really to kind of start encouraging more of our customers to come in and be able to come in and ask, I want to do the chef's tasting. I want Mark to send out 6 to 7 items. I want it to be mostly local, or, to really get a flavor of what we do here. And that's a lot of fun for us. So we're hoping to encourage that. We're going to start small in March to kind of get the word out that it's definitely available. And and we'd really like you to come in and ask for it. And we're going to do a 3 or 4 course to start with, but certainly if you'd like the 6, 7, 8 course, we're here, and that's one of the best things. We love to do that in the kitchen. That's exciting for us. We get to think on our feet and really utilize a lot of the products that we have here. So you get a nice taste range of what's available, whatever season that is.
This is something really special that you can do as a chef owner. It would be very difficult for you to do, if you're working for a larger organization.
It's a lot harder. It would be a lot harder. We're lucky to have a lot of flexibility here, and that I can do.
And
basically
if you're losing
what I
money
want.
on a plate, you're doing it to yourself.
That's right. That's right. That's right. For the people.
Well, show us some of the things that you've got on the menu tonight. What's
Okay.
happening?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Why don't we go ahead and we'll start with, let me see. New dish. I haven't even done it yet, so I'm just kind of worried. We just got some sun-dried polenta, and this is some Wade's Mill polenta that we utilize, and that is out of Rafine, Virginia, and they grind their own. And then we took Polyface Farms pork belly, and I get from Polyface probably once a month half a pig, and so we immediately sell the chops, and we'll turn the shoulder into sausage. We'll brine the ham and maybe cook it off and utilize it in many different ways. And we also use the pork belly as well, which is becoming kind of a popular item now. This has been slow braised for about 12 hours, and then we pressed it overnight, and then we just seared it and popped it in the oven. And we're just going to serve it over that polenta, and just kind of almost like a little mini surf and turf type of appetizer. We're going to serve it with a couple of grilled shrimp. Then I have a Cabernet reduction that will kind of dump on there. And then we just need a little pesto. And that's actually using your basil for the pesto that we made to finish the dish off. And probably use some of that opal basil, the micro. Will be a nice little garnish on this.
Now, do people, when they order that, realize how many local farms came together for you to produce this?
I think they do. Our wait staff is pretty good about communicating with the table and kind of letting them know what's going on. And we actually get fairly inquisitive guests that come in and are like kind of demanding. It almost gets a little crazy, like, where's this from? Where's this from? Where is this from? Which is great, which is really nice.
Do you have to have a prep time every afternoon where the staff finds out what's going on? And what's...
We do. Call it food talk, and we'll sit down and we'll go over any new menus, anything exciting that's come in, and where it's come from, and just kind of give them, a nice background. So when they're able to talk to the table, they're informed, they're knowledgeable, and they can answer the questions that are normally asked, which a lot of times are, where is it from? A lot of people are really concerned about where their food's coming from these days.
So you're getting questions now, not of I'm allergic to peanuts, or I have celiacs, or I can't have any carbs, but you're getting those questions in addition to where did it come from?
Correct.
Was this local?
Correct. Correct. We get all of that. And a lot of it where it's come from, and especially people, if it's getting really local, people are want to know, well, what farmer is that? I actually live in that town. I want to know, so they can maybe go out and see this person. Maybe get it on their own. We get a lot that want to go out and visit Polyface, or want to, where is Planet Earth Diversified? I'd love to go check that out. I want to see how this operates. Can I get that anywhere else? Can I get that product anywhere? Does the local farmers market have it? A lot of people are really concerned about how they're cooking at home and the ingredients they're using there as well. This is another new dish we haven't put up yet, but I took nori and blanched asparagus in the middle, and then kind of finely chopped yellowfin tuna, and then we've got it in a little tempura batter. We're going to go ahead and fry that. Gooch, go ahead and sear off a piece for me. And then take some of that watercress, and we'll do some of the crudo. I got it, you can do that.
So I guess one of the things that's important to you working with the local farmers is you get to give some specification of what you want.
And once you develop a relationship with a local farmer or producer, and you've dealt with them numerous occasions, you're able to get that, well, I'd like it cut this way, or can you let it grow a little longer? or whatever that is.
Right.
So it is quite nice. And then with the produce auction that also occurs as well, you're able to really go out and hands-on pick through and see and meet all the farmers at the same time, and even give them more of an idea. Hey, next year, you grew this for just a short amount of time this year, and it sold like crazy. Can you do more of this next year, or can I just go to you and buy this?
Right.
That kind of thing is really the way that it's working.
Yeah, do you still get some lettuces and things from Marlin?
Yes.
And he's doing something with the local schools too. Is he doing lettuce with the schools?
Is he doing it? He's growing?
I think so.
With them? And that's Glen Echo Farms? Marlon Burkholder?
Yeah, Marlon Burkholder.
Yeah,
He has something going on with the school kids for their cafeteria. And they come out in his greenhouse and kind of...
He's a neat man. He's one of the pillars of the downtown farmers market. So that's his emphasis. He does do some restaurants as well, and we'll specially grow for them. For me, he actually does... I usually hook up with him all through the year, but mainly towards the end of the summer. He has an unbelievable Asian pear orchard. And so I'll start grabbing Asian pears. And the other thing he grows just for me normally is squash blossoms that he has with the little baby squash still on them. They're long, elongated, and you can stuff them. So he'll bring those to me throughout the entire summer. Those are kind of some of the main things from Marlin. So here I just took some of your local watercress and just a few cubes of this real nice tuna. And lemon zest, orange zest, and a little bit of cucumber. And this is just one of ours.
So red, I thought it was chunks of tomato.
I know. But yeah, we have a lot of fun, doing different things here, coming up with some different dishes.
So really every day is sort of your own artistic expression of what to do with these different things.
It is.
So it'd be pretty boring if you were just ordering off of a large list.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to come in and take phone calls from specific purveyors and farmers and listen to what they have to say and what they have going on, be able to order that. And then that starts the process of the wheels turning of now what are we going to do with it when it comes in.
So this is called tuna three-ways.
Tuna three-ways. We have a tempura tuna roll over the noodle salad, seared rare tuna over a fennel artichoke salad. Then we have the watercress, local watercress, with the tuna crudo, just very simply seasoned with salt and pepper and tossed with a little lemon oil and served as is. And I just need a little wasabi. I'm learning all the time. I learn from the people that work with me. I learn from the farmers. I learn from other chefs.
You also have an extensive wine cellar, and Sean does a lot of work for bringing wines
Sean
in.
Pugh is our wine sommelier, and we consistently get Wine Spectator Award of Excellence for our wine list. And Sean does a great job with that because being where we are in the valley, we have very, very excellent wines, and Sean's wonderful. And once again, he'll go out to the table, and if your interests, whatever your interests are, he'll be able to take care of that and find something special for you and for whatever's going on for your evening.
And you have a wine club or something?
We do. It's called Wine of the Month Club, and it's 3 wines that Sean picks each month, and you can come pick them up. And Sean does a great job of putting descriptions with them, of doing very different wines each time. So you can really kind of, once you've been in the club for a while, get a nice exposure to different styles of wine from different countries, as well as different grapes that are being used, and what's kind of on the cutting edge and what's happening now.
Wow. Now you also have some special dinners, like
We
seasonally
do.
or
We
different.
do.
I mean, there's always the Mother's Day and graduation.
Correct,
and
but we also are doing, as a matter of fact, in late March, we're doing a specific Asian dinner theme with wine that is basically things that I brought back from Asia when we went over. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to show slides from the trip. We're going to talk about the food. We're going to have different wines paired with each course. It's going to be great. We're also doing a local wine dinner with Cross Keys Vineyard, which is a local vineyard here in Harrisonburg that's just up and running. It's on its second vintage, and so we're really excited about that, of once again being able to bring in some more local people and involve them, and I'm hoping to emphasize local ingredients along with the local wine that's going to be produced for that. We also do beer dinners as well, where we pair specific plates with different beers, and we are actually doing a local one there as well coming up, probably in May, with Blue Mountain, which is over in Afton, and their beer maker is coming over and going to run the dinner. We're going to use his local beers, and I'm going to pair those as well. So we're really looking forward to that as well.
So some of these dinners you actually bring in the proprietors or the farmers.
When we're lucky enough to be able to do that, yeah.
From the
and for the next couple, we're able to do that, and it helps that we're using some local places too.
And so the people actually get to meet the.
It's great. They get to meet, greet, talk, ask any questions that they want about beer, about making wine, about all of that. Their experiences and everything. So it's a lot of fun.
And in the summer when the patio's open, great for outdoor reception.
Awesome. We love to do receptions at any time, and we can accommodate, you know, certain numbers. That becomes some of our downfall sometimes. If weddings are too large, you know, they kind of outshoot our building and our outside area. But if they aren't, and you want us to come out, we'll come out and go to another venue as well.
Right. And the church is right next door.
Church is right next door. You can walk right across.
We've talked to Mark about the restaurant and the menu and all the local produce. But he says that there are rooms here. So
yes.
We want to see some of those too.
Okay.
Can you give us a little tour?
Sure, I'd be happy to give you a little tour. This is one of the dining areas to your right. Okay. And then we'll go up this the grand staircase here.
So how many rooms are there?
We have 5 in rooms. They all have a queen size bed and private bath. The rate does include a nice scrumptious breakfast created by Sean, our pastry chef, or if it's a Sunday or Monday, by one of the other chefs that work in the kitchen.
So this is the actual turret in the front of the building?
Yes, this is the turret that sits in the front of the house, of course.
Oh, wow.
It makes the room a lot more spacious. It gives it a lot of light airiness, plus you have the history of that structure here. So people just love this room.
Yeah, beautiful sunset.
This room has its own character because, of course, this has the original fireplace here.
Oh my goodness.
So we have kept it wood burning, a wood burning fireplace. So it's nice to have that.
And you have a wood burning fireplace in the in the bar also.
Yeah, we
right?
have 3 wood burning fireplaces, which are all original Mantles. And that would be in one of our dining rooms, also the lounge, and then in this room. So we're pretty happy to have these, and people just love the coziness of this room.
Wow. So if you come to dinner in the wintertime and you get snowed in, you can just stay in the room.
Absolutely.
And each room has its own bath.
Yeah, each room has its own bathroom. There's only 2 rooms that have a standard tub. We don't have any, you know, like jacuzzis or anything like that, but they all have their own bathroom. We do have 2 other rooms, however, they are occupied tonight, so I can't show them to you. But this room is really fun.
Okay.
Because it's actually my favorite room because I like the exposed brick from the chimney that, of course, connects to room 2. And then the armoire is also an antique.
This looks like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Doesn't it?
Can we jump through? Oh, wow, look where we are.
Look where we are, the wine cellar.
Tell us about the wines here.
Okay, well, I think that Mark had already talked to you all about being in the Wine Spectator, having a Wine Spectator Award of Excellence, which
Sean does all sorts of research on
all
wines.
kinds of research on that. He's really quite knowledgeable in the wine area. I just get to live by his coattails. So this is our wine cellar. Here we have stocked our whites and our reds. We do have the 2 coolers upstairs, which I think might have had some look into, which there's 1 cooler for white and then the 1 cooler for the red. And here we have everything, basically, from our least expensive bottle of wine to our most expensive bottle of wine, which would be probably right over here somewhere. So
all right, so this is the fanciest bottle of wine.
I think so. I'd have to, Sean changes the wine up sometimes so much that I often forget what's there. But this is the Opus 1.
Now, how did Sean find this wine?
Well, I mean, this is a well-known wine within the wine gurus. So it always really ranks very high up there with all the point people that are important, people that, you get the ratings from, Robert Parker, that kind of thing. Okay. So that's why we would have this on there.
So there are all kinds of surprises here at the Joshua Wilton.
Yeah, we even have in your area, our local wine, Rob Gardner, who is one of our wine distributors, he has a small vineyard, Crow Mountain, which is right around where you are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's in your neighborhood. It's in your neck of the woods. So we can have the California to the local vineyard.
Terrific.
Even in our wine cellar. Joshua Wilton used to hang right up here, but then we found this lovely piece of artwork. So we decided to move him to the foyer so everybody could see him when they entered and exited the Wilton house.
Right.
So, and it's a surprisingly small bar for as much business as we actually do. So we can crank out some pretty good cocktails, classic cocktails from our bartender.
So I understand, Mark, you also smoke your own fish and
We
other
smoke
things?
meats, fish, vegetables. We converted an old refrigerator box. We have a hot box on the right, and we can do hot or cold smoking. We actually, on the inside, also have a couple of burners, electrical burners, if we want to pump the heat up. We use apple chips and cedar chips, depending on what we want to do. I actually have done some hay smoking in here as well, where I've actually taken some sturgeon and overnight kind of cured it and then had it all over hay, and then actually used hay in the burning process and the smoking process to do it. So, and we do meats. We'll smoke tomatoes. We'll smoke your tomatoes, get them in here and do kind of a smoked tomato kind of glaze. Started when we always had on the menu smoked salmon. We did our own smoked salmon, and it was extremely popular. So we went ahead and put this together, and now we're able to smoke many different things.
Now we actually have some cardamom ginger leaves.
Nice.
And that's one of the things that we've heard you can do with those leaves is wrap things and smoke them.
Sounds great.
So we should bring you some
Let's
of those because it's a real interesting flavor.
Yeah, I'd love to.
And I know we've also been working on the kaffir lime.
Yeah,
how did the alcohol extraction work?
I just started with that. I love the idea of the alcohol extraction. I'm going to take it another step further, but I might screw it up because I want to use sake, but it might have too much flavor. So I'm not sure, because I know that you had mentioned using a flavorless liquor. So I want to try both. But right now I have some steeping or soaking in sake, just a real simple sake.
Oh, cool.
So I want to see what happens there. And then I've done some oil too, and you get a nice flavor out of it. I'm kind of also looking for the presentation side too, so I got to figure out what I want to do to work on getting something real green.
We'll bring you some of the limes.
That's what, and if I can
just grate those,
that'll be perfect.
Yeah,
that'll be perfect. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And we'll get out there and grab some more of your stuff and play.
All right, now Anne Marie showed us the magical wardrobe upstairs.
It's like a time warp of sorts.
Well, let's go try that. See if we can capture that on film.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
So there you have it, another Farm to the Plate episode from Meet the Farmer TV, here at Joshua Wilton House in Harrisonburg, Virginia, in the heart of the Shenandoah Valley. It's been exciting to see how Mark Newsom, the chef owner, works with so many local farms, a local meat company, the farmers market right across the street, and even using local wines. So join us next time for another Meet the Farmer TV. For additional information and extended versions of this program, visit our website, www.meetthefarmer.com.
Mike brought in these beautiful sage blossoms, and we lightly tempura battered them, deep fried them. We're using them as a garnish tonight on the filet right now. And it kind of gives the appearance of like an onion ring, which would be kind of what you'd expect to kind of go with a filet because of the frying, but you bite into it and you get just a hint of sage. And what's nice about it is the stalk, because of the frying process, also becomes a little more edible because, it's a little chewy, but it's really cool.
The preceding program was made possible by Planet Earth Diversified, Melli Productions, and Leslie P. Jenkins Photography and Graphic Design, with additional support from Flavor Magazine, serving the Piedmont's local food and wine culture.